Hey guys, what's up? Zyphlin here, and welcome to my Ash Prime build guide for 2021. The last time I did an Ash Prime build guide video was way back in 2019, whenever we had to use a ton of Forma just to fit on a single Umbral mod. Yeah, those were the days. I'm happier now that we have access to Umbral Forma and we can make Umbral builds a little bit more versatile, right? So we don't have to use a ton of Forma and put on a ton of polarities and sort of like lock up our builds into building like one certain way with specific mods, that type of thing. So of course you have the issue of actually getting the Umbral Forma in the first place. There's frames out there which you can get a lot of value out of without having to invest a ton of time or resources, such as Goss or Saren, and they can car you through steel paths so you can get the Umbral Forma. But frames like Ash, for example, they really benefit from having the likes of Umbral Intensify, for example, and you'll see why whenever we take a look at the build. So today for you guys, I've got two different builds. I've got the Seeking Shuriken build, which is everybody's go-to for Ash, and we've also got the Bladestorm build. I considered showing you guys a Fatal Teleport build, but Fatal Teleport is kind of a gimmicky mod. Like, it's a very niche usage, so I'm not going to show you guys a Fatal Teleport build. It's really easy to build around anyway. You just need a ton of power strength, a little bit of range, and a little bit of efficiency. No need for duration literally at all, but basically what this does is you can teleport onto an enemy, you spawn behind them, stab them in the back, and you get half of the energy back and deal massive damage to them. It's pretty straightforward. So yeah, not going to show you guys that, but here we have Seeking Shuriken. So let's talk about the Steel Charge mod on here first. This is our Aura mod slot. You can make this a little bit more versatile if you throw on Aura Forma, but keep in mind, because Steel Charge is a high capacity Aura mod, it means that you might not be able to fit on this build that I'm showing you right now if you were to use the likes of Energy Siphon, for example, because it gives you less capacity for equipping it, right? So I would recommend sticking with Steel Charge on Ash anyway, simply because, like, with this build in particular, you're going to be stripping away armor. And then with the Bladestorm build, you're going to be using a lot of melee because the augment that we're using in the next build basically builds your combo for you and makes that really insane. So, yeah, let's just dive right into this build. So the centerpiece of the Seeking Shuriken build is the Seeking Shuriken augment, of course. You get this from the Red Veil Syndicate. You just have to rank up with them and then use the Syndicate standing to get this mod. It's a really strong mod, simply because it allows you to strip away 100% off an enemy's armor, right? So take for example, is what I meant to say. Take, for example, the Necromechs from Heart of Deimos, the Isolation Vault bounties, right? Those enemies are pretty hard to kill, but if you were to strip away all of their armor, they become really easy to kill, right? So that's the idea behind this build. To strip away all of the enemy's armor, you need to have at least 144% power strength, and that's where Umbral Intensify comes into play, because you get exactly 44% power strength from this mod, right? So implying you're not using the likes of Overextended, just having this mod on its own is going to be enough to give you that 144% power strength needed to strip away all of the enemy's armor. It's really good, right? So on top of that, we want a mod for power duration, because Seeking Shuriken also scales with power duration. So the more power duration we have on, the longer the enemy's armor is going to stay stripped for. So this is especially good if the enemy is really tanky and you need to sort of wheel on him for a while. You just have a ton of power duration on, so his armor stays stripped for a very long time. So we have Augur Message, Narrow-Minded, Constitution, Prime Continuity, and that is pretty much it for our duration mods. Then we have Streamline on here for efficiency, so we can spam our ability. And this is going to be really good because that pairs well with the passive of Augur Message, which is 40% energy spent on abilities is converted to shields. Now you might be asking yourself, yo Flynn, I thought shields were really bad in Warframe. What changed? Well, shield gating is a thing now, which basically means you get one-shot protection. So let's say you have an enemy which deals 1 million damage per shot. If you have 100% of your shield capacity, right? So my shield capacity right now is 94. So if I have 94 shields or above, and an enemy shoots me with a million damage shot, basically what's going to happen is my 94 shields is going to tank that 1 million damage shot for me and give me like brief invulnerability. On top of that, if we pair that with Rolling Guard, we can do a dodge roll, and that's going to make us invulnerable for another 3 seconds and remove any status effects that we might have on ourselves, right? So slash, toxin, etc., etc. So this is a really strong combination of Augur Message, Ruling Guard, and Shield Gating. Now you might be asking yourself, Flynn, how did you get your shield stats so low on Ashe? Well, we use this thing called a Decaying Dragon Key. You use these to get your corrupted mods. You can basically just use this to reduce your shield, and because your maximum shield capacity is lower, well, you're getting your 100% shield back faster, which means you're getting your shield gating back really quick as well, right? So that's basically the idea behind that, and that is like the meta for keeping yourself alive in Warframe in 2021, I guess, right? Until DE decide to nerf it. The only other two things I can really talk about on this build are the Arcanes and the Exilus mod. Exilus mod, you can use whatever you want. I like using Vigilante Pursuit because you get that 5% chance to enhance critical hits from primary weapons, which means you can just like deal a ton of damage with one shot if you're lucky. You can use anything on here. So let's say you're doing your Isolation Vault, so you can throw Mobilize on because it's a parkour velocity mod. It basically makes your bullet jumps go faster, which is really nice. And then for your Arcanes, I recommend Arcane Energize, Arcane Strike, Guardian, stuff like that. It's really on personal preference with the Arcanes on this one, but these are just the two that I've been running anyway because they make sense, right? So this is a really standard build. I'll show you guys how it works. If we jump over to the bad guys, right? We use our one, enemy has no armor, and that is basically it, right? We shoot the bad guy, he dies. Really straightforward. Use our one again, bad guy dead. One again, bad guy dead. One again, bad guy dead. He didn't die. That guy's dead now. He didn't die. What? One again. Okay, we missed. We're missing. We're bad. We're bad at the game. Okay, that guy has no armor. Neither does that guy. One again, bad guy dead. You get the gist of it, right? So let me demonstrate also before I move on with this video with the one-shot protection. So if we spawn in one heavy gunner and we unpause him, so he's going to shoot at us. And we tank a shot. You see we have like brief invulnerability there. And, you know, we don't die. Like usually he would take a decent chunk of our health. But he didn't because shield gating. He shoots us. We use our ability. Right? Oh wait, I need to get energy actually. So let's just go ahead and rule. So we're invulnerable there. We use our ability. We can see that we get shield back whenever we use an ability. Which is cool. And then we can tank our shot again. Hello, shoot me. Do a little rule. Invulnerable again. And that's basically that, right? And then you can use things like your smoke screen if you really want to get out. Because it makes you like invisible for 24 seconds, which is really strong, right? So that's a thing as well. Or you can use your Bladestorm if you really want to. And you have enemies close enough. Because keep in mind, you've got no range on this build. So Bladestorm is a little bit harder to use here. So, yeah, that and like not that much power strength, so it doesn't deal that much damage. So Bladestorm isn't that useful, but your smoke screen, your second ability, definitely is. Your 1 and your 2 is what I'd recommend sticking to on the Seeking Shuriken build. But moving on to the Bladestorm build, this is definitely the more spicy build for Ashe because it's, in my opinion, the most fun. Basically, with this build, you deal a ton of damage and you stay invisible, and that's basically it. But you also get to melee a lot as well. So Steel Charge still for our augment because we're going to be meleeing a lot. But the build is lots of power strength. So we have Umbral Intensify. And we have Transient Fortitude, Augur Secrets, Pyrodrift. So that's 4 power strength mods. And then we have our Duration. So that's Prime Continuity, Constitution to counteract the negative duration on Transient Fortitude. Augur Secrets on here. Wait, I think I already talked about Augur Secrets. Yeah, I did. Streamline for ability efficiency, so we can use our ability quite a bit. Ruling Guard for our defense. And did I talk about Prime Continuity? Bro, I have short-term memory loss. Yeah, we're on Rising Storm. Rising Storm. This mod is nuts for building your combo really fast, right? So, pay attention to this. I'm going to spawn in a ton of heavy gunners, right? There we go. Ton of heavy gunners. We're going to pause them. Now look at my combo, right? I've got no combo, bottom right-hand corner of my screen for my Cronin Prime. I use my 4. I let my 4 go. 2 combo, 3 combo, 4 combo, 5 combo, 6 combo, 7 combo, 8 combo, 9 combo, 10 combo, 11 combo, 12 combo. I'm at max combo without having the melee once. Pretty nuts. And for those of you who are big brain Warframe players, you'll know that means I can just crit everything because of Blood Rush, right? orange crits from the get-go. Nuts. Insane. On top of that, if my cat wants to give me a buff, it'll be red crits, but besides the point, right? So, Rising Storm is really damn good for building combo, but you might be asking yourself, well, why does Rising Storm build combo? Why is combo useful for Ashe? Well, Bladestorm deals more combo, or deals more damage, the higher combo you have, right? So you can see, look at the damage that the ability deals. And that's with a single cast at max combo. It's pretty damn nuts. So there's the initial hit, and then there's the slash procs as well, which deals nutty damage. And we also have our Arcane Trickery taking effect here as well, because Bladestorm is like a finisher. You know what I mean? So, whenever we're invisible with Ashe and Bladestorm, our Bladestorm marks cost less energy, so we can mark more enemies with a single cast of Bladestorm, meaning we just deal more widespread damage. It's an insane build, and we can keep this combo going, right? You can stay invisible with your Smoke Cloud or your Smoke Screen, your Arcane Trickery, and you can constantly keep on using your Bladestorm as well. It's nuts. You're going to be sustaining your energy using Arcane Energize and Energizing Dash, of course. So, like, whenever you get into a mission, you want to Energize and Dash straight away, hit your Smoke Screen whenever you get into a group of enemies, then hit your 4 and just sort of, like, spin around and launch your 4 at the enemy. So you have to tap your 4 once to enter into the focus mode, and then once you've marked the enemies, tap the 4 again to let it go. It's really insane, and it deals a ton of damage. And the idea is to just stay invisible, stun the enemies, and make them go bye-bye by using Bladestorm on them and meleeing them 24/7, right? And that's how you're gonna like maximize your damage whenever you're using Ashe. So yeah, that's pretty much that, you know. So Augur Secrets again is on there. It's going to allow us to get the energy back, or not the energy back, the shields back whenever we're using our abilities, and just deal a ton of damage with Bladestorm. The melee build that I'd recommend running looks a little bit like this. So you have on your Conditioned Overload for your melee damage, your Blood Rush for your critical chance, your Drifting Contact for your combo duration, Violent Scourge and Vicious Frost for viral and status procs, Berserker for your attack speed, and Organ Shatter for critical damage. Now, something to note is that if you have a Riven with attack speed and combo duration, that is actually going to affect Bladestorm as well. So like attack speed is going to make the animation go faster, and combo duration is obviously going to give you more combo duration. It's really nice as well, but it's not super necessary. Just use a melee weapon that you like. There's a lot of guides out there which touts about, you know, the Venka Prime building combo really fast, but you seen what Rising Storm just did there. You know, like it builds your combo super fast for you. You don't really need the melee, so don't really worry about using the Venka Prime if you don't want to. Just use Rising Storm. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, maybe another Power Strength mod is more worth it in Rising Storm's place. If you want to do that, you have to Forma again, and I wanted to be able to fit both of these builds on with 2 Forma, right? And like I said, I've only invested 1 Umbra Forma on here and a regular Forma. So basically, he comes with 2 V polarities and a dash polarity. I replaced one of the V polarities for the Umbra, and then I put on a D polarity as well, just to fit everything in. If you want to modify this and take off Rising Storm so you can build the combo yourself and throw on more power strength for a little bit more damage, that's entirely up to you, but I wouldn't recommend doing that simply because Bladestorm is one of those abilities which is affected by your what's it called? Your Rhino Roars and stuff like that. Like, other abilities can buff up the damage of Bladestorm, making it really insane. So yeah, that is pretty much that. I'll have a little bit of footage on screen of me just like killing enemies in a Steel Path survival or something like that. Like, that is sort of the goal with these build guides now, making them sort of like Steel Path ready. Even though you have to play Steel Path to get the Umbra Forma to make these builds, I wanted the builds to sort of be versatile and worth it at the same time. So hopefully, based on the gameplay that you're seeing on the screen right now, you can come to the conclusion that, hey, you know, this build actually might be pretty good. PogChamp, you know, that type of thing. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this Ashe Prime build guide. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I don't think I missed anything. I'm trying to think. I don't think I did. But yeah, that's it. Ashe Prime build guide 2021. Ashe is a really strong frame whenever you build him right. He's super great. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And I'll probably see you guys tomorrow for, I think it's Atlas next. Yay, Atlas. Boo. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Like the video if you liked it. Hit subscribe for more Warframe content, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.